does.
Awesome. All right, you guys. So this is the presentation, and this is week 4. And if you've been here before, and I know that you all have, except Randy, I don't know about you. I don't know if you've ever been to any of my stuff, but you're catching week 4. And week 4 is the part where we talk about lead generation funnels and what does it take to create a funnel? What does that look like? And the reason it's in week 4 is because week 1 we talked about mindset, but also building your plan. That is where I share with you guys the abundance plan, which I'm going to share again here in a minute. We'll get back to that. And you start it, you fill it out. So you've hopefully spent the whole month adding things to it, filling it out so that you know where you are in your business. So that's what we talk about every week on the first week. And then we meet for the second week and we talk about your real estate foundations. Number one being your CRM. Like we have to be communicating and doing things through our CRM. And Lofty at Epic is so great because we are able to create campaigns in there. It's free. There's a lot of different things that we could do in Lofty at Epic, but there's more foundation, like your logo, your branding, how to use Canva. Once you learn how to use Canva and you could go and create marketing pieces, it's a lot easier to just get an inspiration for a marketing piece, go create it, and then share it with your database. And then week 4, last week we talk about a lot of different automations that could be put into your business. I shared a lot of Google Drive docs that are automations. We talked about creating different campaigns in Lofty for your automations. A lot of different things can be automated. I am a systems girl. Like I will create a system, I will automate it, and then I will delegate it. Like I'm all about, like, I got to learn it from the top to the bottom first, but then I want to find somebody else to help me do that so I could go do something else. But now that you got all of these things set up, or you know that you need to, here's the key thing. You might not have done all of this. That's okay. Just keep coming back because we're here every single Tuesday. So if you didn't, now you at least know these are the things that you need to continue to work on. And if you get a little bit done on your campaigns one month, just move on to the next part. And then the next month, you're going to go back and you're going to make it better. And so now we're at the very end, though, and we're going to talk about funnels because now it's time to go out into the world and figure out what you're going to do with your real estate business in order to collect all of those people into your CRM and start building the relationships with them and showing them that you're the realtor they could trust, you're the realtor they want to know, and you're the realtor they want to love because they're lost right now. So many of these people are hearing the news and they think the sky is falling. And as the educated real estate agent, it's our jobs to put the information out there and connect with them, see where they're at and what they need and what are their concerns. And so that's how we do that, through the top of funnel offers that we're going to build, and how we're going to work those different funnels is all of that. So these are just a few to give you guys a few. So your VIP database always should be your first funnel in your real estate business. I always know that's my first one. That's where I get so many referrals from. That's where if I'm going to spend any time in my CRM, I'm going to be connecting to the people that I've already entered and they're in there. I use a couple of different tools throughout the year for my VIP database to stay connected with them, to offer them value, to show them the love, all of that. So you have to build an entire campaign, which is what I call a funnel, around what you're going to do with them. And then another one is listings to leads. They have a lot of marketing pieces in listings to leads. These are just ideas. You get to go do your homework and figure out what you want to name as your three. But I would suggest that everybody have at least three funnels flowing and running out there to collect those leads. And if you don't, if you don't have enough leads, you don't have enough funnels. So you might need to add more, but you really need to stop and ask yourself, are the funnels that you're doing right now already, are they working for you? You know, and if not, then maybe it's time to do a different one. Social media marketing, that's used a lot. I use listings to leads a lot for all my social media marketing. So those two, for me, that's kind of like one thing. And I do ads, I do open houses for my team, and we do social media ads. Paid leads. There was a time in my career where I built a lot of my database by Zillow leads. I paid a lot of money for a lot of leads, and those are in my database now. But I wouldn't do that right now. This is not a market where you can afford to go, in my opinion, go spend $4,000 or $5,000 a month on some paid leads, because it's just a slow market right now. Now's the time to be building all of these funnels and getting all this stuff done. So when people are ready, they're already in your database and you're already doing something for them. This is like my second high. This is my first highest return, and this is my second highest return. I love referrals from realtors. I'll pay them a referral any day, and then I will recruit them. But I love referrals. So figure out a way to get in touch with agents in other areas and just build a relationship with them, so that you are who comes to mind if they have somebody moving to Texas or your state, whatever your state is. And then for sale by owners, I don't do that. Farming, I don't do that. But the list goes on. Expired, PTA, all kinds of different things that you could do. But that's just to give you guys a couple of examples as to what a funnel is. So now let's talk about the funnel itself and what that looks like. I talk about offers. Like, we're going to talk about what's your offer. And your offer is what starts out the funnel. It's whatever marketing piece you're going to put out into whatever top of funnel, whatever top of funnel source you're going to do. So these are just to give you a few. Email marketing, blogging, online directories, TV, pay-per-click, print, SEO, word of mouth, social media, all just, ideas on different ways that you can share your offer. And so, that's the goal, is to really get these out into the world and get them pouring into your funnel. So then you can work the leads. You can build awareness. You could build your email campaigns. You could build a video campaign. You can educate them. You can learn how to do video. I have an appointment with Vimeo later this week because I want to know if that would be a really good way for me to do videos without having to mess with YouTube and all that. But I don't know. I have to do the research and figure that out. But that would be an in funnel thing. Like, that's going to be a campaign that I'm going to work on in Lofty to send out. But you could just do it through emails. You could do it through texting. You get to build your awareness however you want. One of the cool things about Lofty, though, is like, we have the market reports in there already. I love that. And we have alerts. So if you get buyers coming in, get them on market alerts, and then the system really does a lot of that work for you. But it's really important that you engage with those people and have the conversation, so that they know that there is a person behind all of the marketing that you're doing, right? So now let's talk more about the top of funnel offer. I want to talk more about the offers. So what are some offers that we could put out and work on in the world so that we could create that piece. Let's just call that a piece, or different things that we could do. So we're going to talk about 3 different offers. So offer one, I do for my VIP, and I use HomeBot. I just like HomeBot. I feel like it's a great third party source, but you could just do a market report. You can do a you can do whatever you want, but you just need to have something. And I find that HomeBot, I think I pay like $30 a month. It's got like the #1 open rate for all of my VIP people. So as soon as we have a closing and they go on my VIP list, I use HomeBot to get them signed up so that they can follow up and get reports on their home. That way, I feel like it's coming from HomeBot, and it's just a great plan. So if anyone's interested in that, my lender does offer that, one of my preferred lenders. So, but I still have a portion to pay. So that's my favorite tool. But you could just do the free market report. Just make sure they're set up on something, and that you have an action plan for what you're going to do with your VIP people for every single month of the year. Keep that going at all times. And then offer 2, I love this, and this is Angela's local legend thing. So I'm going to actually pass this over to her for a minute to talk about building your passion community. So, Angela.
Sure. So it's really about figuring out who it is that you really love to serve, because that may not have anything to do with real estate. It's really about what your interests are and who your people are. And when you understand who your people are and what your interests are, then you have to find, where does real estate intersect with that? Real estate is what you do, right? But that may not be everything that you enjoy. And so one of the things that I did very early on in my real estate career was I started having kids and thought, well, maybe I don't want to do this real estate thing right now. Maybe I just want to be a mom. And so I basically shut down my real estate business. And what I mean by that is I stopped making cold calls, because that was everything I did. I called FSBOs, expireds, withdrawals. I did it every day. That's how I got business. So I shut that down. I stopped doing it. And I just started joining mommy groups. And this was before we had like any kind of social media or anything, but we had Yahoo groups. And so I got on Yahoo groups. I found some mommy groups, and I found one in particular that I really clicked with the people there. And I just started showing up in the group. And then I started, I was going to all the events. I started hosting an event every week at my house, a little story time and craft for the kids. I got to know the moms. I started calling the moms and just checking in on them and how they were doing, just being a friend. And before I knew it, because what's the thing that people say when they get to know you, right? And they're meeting you for the first time, it's kind of like, who are you and what do you do? And so when you're joining a mommy group, it's like, well, who are you and what did you do before you had kids? Because clearly you don't work because you're here at this event in the middle of a weekday, right? And so my answer was I was in real estate. And so they'd asked me if I still had my license. And I said, well, yeah, of course. They said, oh, good, because we're bursting at the seams. We need a new house. We, got to sell our old one. We're outgrowing. And the thing is that everybody in the group was in that same position. They were all in that starter home, getting ready to move up into their next level home. And then they had parents that were downsizing, and they had other friends that were upsizing. And so it was just like one thing led to another. And the entire way that I generated business shifted. The entire way I ran my business shifted, because what was most important to me in that moment was being a mom to my little kids. And I was able to do that and create a real estate business much bigger than I ever had before when I was just cold calling, and integrate my kids into that process and make it really, really work for me. Right. So that was just me at that point in my life. But the fact is, I've been coaching agents for 21 years. And so I have taught other agents how to do this in the same way for their life, their experience, and the way they do things. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that lights you up? What are you really interested in doing? And who are your people? Who do you want to support? And then usually it lines up with your common interests. If you're an outdoorsy person, right? It's like look on meetup.com. Look for the groups that really inspire you. Look for maybe a group that you could start. Or maybe if it's just you love your community, get to know the people in your community, get to know the local business owners. Go in there and record a little interview with them and post it up somewhere. They're going to share it. And the fact is that as long as these people know that you're in real estate and you're reminding them that you're in real estate, they are always going to use you as their go-to person for all things real estate. And so it's really understanding what community you're passionate about and how to show up and serve those people and become very closely ingrained and engaged with that audience so that they're always coming to you.
Love it. So I do that with my Jeep club. Not as good as I used to, but I've sold homes to people in our Jeep club because I hang out with them. Like that's our community. And I would show up, I would sponsor some of the events, and like that was my community. So I loved it. So I love that, building a community. Amy, I know, not to call you out, but I know that we talked about this before, and you were working on your plant group. Like she was going to start a plant group because she's in Canyon Lake, Texas, and she actually started a Facebook group. And like that would be a great thing to do, and like have a day where you guys go and you share plants. Like I don't know if anybody's really active in that, but there's a lot of different things that you could do, and that could be your community. And I know what your husband does. You could advertise that as well. Like there's a lot of different things that you could do to create a community. And then, I've seen some agents who've come to these classes and they go and they start some amazing community things, and they start to get their leads that way. It's really just, another way to build that VIP database. But once you get these guys in down on paper and on a list, and you get them in here, you're able to offer them valuable things. And then you friend them on Facebook and you just build relationship. But you got to start throwing some real estate stuff in there as well and making sure that they see it. So let's talk about offer number 3. So offer number 3 is really more of a public. It's for people that you do not know. And I want you to think of, I would love to see you guys think of all 3 of these together. Like you start your VIP, you build a passion community, but you also have one thing that you're doing for the public. So I'm going to open up listings to leads right now because I want to talk about different opportunities of what I mean for that. So in my link tree, if you go into listings to leads right here and log in. Also, if you're with Epic and you don't have listings to leads, the Social Bay is another really good one. You just got to go find the PDF guide. So you can do listings to leads and do a 21-day free trial if you go to this link right here and then just click to do the free trial. Then you could download all of these PDF guides. So, or you could you could even go to Etsy, you could create it yourself. But I just want to kind of show you, this is a great top of funnel lead magnet and offer. And so what you do is you go and you build a landing page to share everywhere so that anybody who wants a copy of it can opt in to receive it. And then Lofty can grab their information and boom, now they are in your CRM. So it's a matter of you creating a great offer to put out there. So let me just talk about a few of them. So divorce in real estate. That would be a good one if you want to focus on divorced people. I don't like that because I like good energy, and divorced people are always horrible to work with. Same with foreclosure. I that is not a good funnel for me, but there might be a lot of opportunity in that area. Um, the secret to buying a home in any season. That could just be a guide that you could share. 6 things to check before buying a home. Okay, I'm not going to read all of these. Here's a great one, a first time home seller's guide. Do you guys realize how many people there are out in the world who have no clue that they could buy a house even? They're paying $2,000 a month, living paycheck to paycheck, and have not thought about buying a home, and no one has educated them. There are certain things that you could do. I know like DHI has a first time home buyer program that they can put people in to help build up a savings so that they could get them into a house. You can do, if you wanted to make that be your funnel, then you go learn all that you can learn about working with first time home buyers. And oh, that's sellers. I meant buyers, the first time home buyers guide right here. So that would be a great one. But it's you as the agent have to educate yourself first before you go creating all of this stuff, so that whenever the people do opt in, you could call them, find out where they're at in the process, and then educate them. Buying a new construction home, that's great for my area here in New Braunfels because we have a ton of new builds and people are buying them like crazy. And new builds, you have a lot of great content to share because the new builds offer incentives. So people can still get in at a 4 point something interest rate and get their, or, get their rate bought down, all kinds of different things, and just tons of content that you could go share and start doing a couple videos a week and offering this, and then putting a link to your new home construction guide in your video details so that they could click it, and then boom, you have a great client. Maybe they suck, who knows? But if you don't put it out there, like, you're never going to know. So um some of these guides are just great guides, but I want to Airbnb. That would be great if you're in a resort town like I live in. Another one is probate. I know that probate is on here somewhere. How right here, how to buy a home in probate. That would be a really good one. Seniors, working with seniors is a really good one. I had a great plan for that. No time to do it. One of the girls that came to my class in my city took the idea and is now doing presentations at all of the senior centers. So proud of her. That is a great idea. What is downsizing? I know that Jess Smith has a whole guide on like a move up program that she offers her buyers and sellers. Lots of it. What is probate? My favorite, and the one I really wish I had time to work on, and I haven't yet, is a relocation guide. I really wanted this year to create a relocation guide and have it go with the blog for my real estate business, but I've been doing a lot of training, recruiting, helping, being the area leader, and it's a funnel that takes a little bit of work. Carrie Bonda, I think that that would be an absolute amazing funnel for you to do, especially with you getting to go do all the things that you do in town. And I think you could put your music in there. Like, it would be a great funnel for you to do a relocation guide. And you can build all of that right inside of Canva. So those are just to give you guys some ideas of what that offer is. What's your offer? So if you walk out of here today with nothing else, pick one of these to set up this month and go work on it, and then come back next month and let's see where you are in all of these different pillars, because there's something that I'm sure you can implement every single month. If this was your coaching call for the week, every week on Tuesdays, and you walk away and you have homework and you go and you put it into your abundance plan. Here is the abundance plan right here. I'm going to open this. And this is what we're starting all over again. So if you're brand new, we're starting again next Tuesday with the mindset and filling out this plan. What's your vision? Where do you want to be with all of this stuff? Week 2, we talk about your foundations and what are some of those. I go into all of this different stuff. Automations, I did that. Here's some automated marketing ideas that I gave you guys. Week 4, this is where we are right now. So this is where you would go in and you would put down your VIP database, your community group. What is your community that you're going to start? And then what is going to be your public one? And then you could just do 3 public ones, but we got to get one done first from beginning to end. You can't work on all of these at one time. We just do not have the brain capacity to do it. So pick one, and it should always be your VIP database. That should always be the very first one that you choose. And then you can, and that, that won't take you a whole month, but are you adding people into your database? Here's a copy of a blank VIP database spreadsheet that I've shared. And maybe you could go add 1 or 2 people a day for the next 30 days. And then you have a beautiful VIP database of something to do with for people. So um come back. We're going to work on all of this stuff again next month. So I'm going to stop recording right now, and then I'm going to just kind of open it up for Q&A.